Welcome back, everyone. Now, I am super excited about bringing on my next guest. He's been on with me several times now. I have with me Michael Henderson. He's the owner of Tapestry Insurance Group. Welcome back to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, thanks, Carol. Thanks for having me back. First of all, we were just talking about the heat out there. It's catching me by surprise here a little bit, I must admit, but even though I've been in Arizona for 16 years, so I had to wear my cactus shirt. I don't know if on Facebook we can see the cactus, but I'm ready for the heat. So I work in the Medicare space primarily, but I do all sorts of insurance for individuals and businesses and things like that, as far as health insurance and life insurance stuff. But primarily here we always talk about Medicare insurance because that's such a needed educational opportunity for people. People are so confused about it a lot of times when they turn 65, as we've talked about. And I feel that it's so important. I feel it's such a great service. So that's what I do.
I'd love to have you here doing that. And what I really like more than anything is that you're all about educating the public out there. Now, they need to understand that your services are free to the families.
Yep.
And so, and you can work with people almost anywhere too. And I want them to understand that as well, because you can help people like at the Southwest, everywhere. Go ahead.
Yeah. So. First of all, to address, we don't charge a fee. We're not consultants in the way that we're going to charge them a fee to talk to them about their insurance. We're paid by the carriers, so when they choose a plan, and we represent multiple plans, so it doesn't matter to us what they do. We want to help them. We're paid by the carriers, so it's a free service to our clients. And I have an agency with several, lots of agents in the Southwest here. We go all the way from Colorado to on through Arizona to California. So if we have people, I may not help them in that area because I can't be an expert in every plan everywhere, but I have an agent that will help them that has the same mindset to help the community. So that's what we're all about.
Now, your website is tapestryinsurancegroup.com. Your phone number is 602-541-7656. And again, they also have a toll-free number. It's 800-506-8810. If you want to check them out on the website, listen, all this stuff is just information, you guys out there, and that's what it is.
A lot of it.
But it's good.
Yep.
It's good because it's a plethora of different types, and when you come on and you're talking, maybe it's not someone that's like them themselves, but their mom and dad might need this information, and they tell them about it, or they may know somebody else that needs it.
Everybody knows somebody that's on Medicare. Especially in Arizona. We're a retirement state,
Exactly.
right? Why are we all here? We're here to retire.
But you can't just ask your neighbor. This is something we want to get people to understand too.
Yeah.
You don't just ask your neighbor or somebody else that's done it, because their plans are going to be different than for you, what you need.
Well, that's actually a good point. And we've talked about this before. And it may be in the same family. We've had husbands and wives that are on different plans. Why? Because everybody has different medical needs, okay? So, we have somebody that has more medical needs than somebody else. They might be on a richer plan that is going to give them more coverage for what they need, or a chronic condition that we've talked about in the past, or something like that. So there's plan designs for everybody. The key is to get that information so you can make the decision, right?
Right.
And your neighbor might know what they're on, but their situation is different than your situation.
Well, what's really cool is you get to hear this kind of thing and talk to Michael. He's here to talk to you about that and educate everybody out there. And if you have any questions, he wants to answer them. It's a free service to you out there. The phone number again is 602-541-7656. It's at tapestryinsurancegroup.com. Now, we hear of Medicare supplement plans all the time, and there's a lot of different ones. So let's talk a little bit about, some of the ones that you've talked about previously before.
Okay, so before we've talked about Medicare Advantage plans and chronic special needs plans, but what's out there for people that may not have a chronic condition, or they may be in an area that doesn't have a network for an Advantage plan or something like that, and that's where the Medicare supplement plans come in. And there's lots. That's where we hear the letters. We hear the F and the G and
there's a lot of them.
and the K and all these different letters. One reason Medicare is so confusing, right? So there are Medicare supplements that are there to help those people. The difference being with a Medicare supplement is a person can go to any doctor that accepts Medicare. There are basically no networks. They just the doctor has to be able to accept Medicare, and then that supplement will kick in. The difference though, to have that service, or that, if you want to call it, is there's a premium to those plans. So that's why they're not necessarily for everybody, because not everybody can afford a premium.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know this, but I thought everybody had a supplement plan. I thought that everybody had. I bet you have that. Does it say
A
all
lot.
about lot?
Yeah, yeah.
I just figured everybody got an A, B, and a C, and they kind of threw in an F there or whatever they had to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know how it works, and I'm getting to that point very closely. But I mean, so I really did think that everybody does have one.
That's a good point too. Not most of the time, but a lot of times when we have people call in, they'll say, I'm on Medicare, I need a supplement. Okay, well, let's talk about it. Let's educate you a little bit and find out, because they might find out from their neighbor, and they say, I want what my neighbor
Yeah,
has.
my neighbor's on D, so what do I do?
Yeah, and my neighbor's on a plan that's a zero premium. Well, right away that tells me that's not a supplement. They're on an Advantage plan. That's because Medicare supplements have a premium. So then we have to do the education and we talk about it. So again, like the Medicare Plan F, that's what I call the Cadillac plan. It has, if it's a Medicare approved expense, they don't have a copay for the doctor. They don't have a deductible for the hospital. They don't have any of those things as long as it's Medicare approved. But for that privilege, you pay a little bit of a premium for that. And with a supplement, prescription drugs are not included like they are on an Advantage plan, so they also need to buy a prescription drug plan. So there's some subtle differences to understand, and that's where we come in. And it sounds worse than it is. Once we sit down and kind of show it in black and white on paper, it makes sense to people. But
When you work with people, do you generally do that over the phone? How does that happen? And if it's not you or if it's one of the other agents, how does it work?
that's a great question. Well, obviously, initially, a lot of times the people will call in over the phone because they get referred to us or they hear about us or something like that. So we'll gather some information, do a little bit of due diligence, and then we usually will meet with them in person. Okay? Because this is hard to understand with a 10 or 30 or hour-long phone call even. But when we sit down with somebody in person, we can show them in black and white, and it makes sense then. We can show them how it works and line item things out and that
Right.
kind of thing.
And
So
you know what? When you're older, you need things explained over and over again, right? And you need somebody that's going to take their time with you.
Exactly,
Especially
yeah.
someone like me. I mean, I definitely would need somebody who's going to hold my hand and tell me exactly what I'm going to need. And it's not going to be the same as my neighbors or maybe even my husband's.
Exactly. Yep. It's going to be for you.
Now, the phone number to call him, it's 602-541-7656. It's tapestryinsuranceGroup.com, and he works basically all through the Southwest. And remember, this is a free service to you and the families. We've got a couple of minutes, and I want to ask you this real quickly. So, F plan you mentioned,
Uh-huh.
but I'm hearing that it's going away.
That's actually a good question. So there's been a lot of talk about that over the last year, that it's going away. It's partially true, but only for people that are aging into Medicare after or January or after of 2020. Okay? So, Plan F, people that are already on it, or people that have aged in prior to January of 2020 can buy the Plan F. There's another plan called Plan G that is going to be the new.
Of course, they had to bring
Oh
up
yeah,
G.
yeah. It's not new, but it's newer than the Plan F. It is going to be the new Cadillac plan, and it's very similar in benefits. There's a small deductible of right now this year it's $185 for doctor stuff.
And
so it's
tell
easy.
everybody also the difference between, we have our friends on television that all talk to us, all of the different actors and actresses that have their friends and tell us to work with them. The difference real quickly with working with someone like you.
Well, we represent multiple plans. So again, we're going to get them on the plan that's right for them. And when we come back, I have a story about that. But we will work with them to get them on the plan. We don't represent just one plan, and we're going to push people to that. And
So
that's the main difference.
We're going to go to a break, and I want to hear the story when we get that.
Okay.
Again, that number to call him direct at 602-541-7656. It's tapestryinsuranceGroup.com. You can also call toll free. It's 800-506-8810. We're going to go to a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk further. This is something that everybody, and we all know, we're all that part of that group, a lot of people that listen to this station, and we're all have questions. He's here to answer them, and he's going to come back and tell us even more. Again, that number to call him direct at 602-541-7656. It's tapestryinsuranceGroup.com. Welcome back, everyone, and we are talking with Michael Henderson, and he's the owner of Tapestry Insurance Group. We've just decided we've called them, is that okay?
Yeah.
We tell them what you said. You said decided.
I said, why not Medicare Mike? You've got Solar Sandy. Why not Medicare Mike?
It's
right?
going to work. It's going to work. And you know what? What's great about Michael is that he is here to help you. He is a seniors advocate, is what you are, and you're here just like her or anybody else that's out to help people out there. And that's what the information here is for you guys out there to hear. We're also live on Facebook still, so hi to everybody. I didn't say it before, so I want to make sure I did. And we'll be sharing the show afterwards. Now, I wanted to go into something that we were going to talk about, which was, are all Medicare supplement companies the same?
So that's a good question. So Medicare supplements, when we talk about a letter, like we talk about the F or the G, those plan benefits are set, and they're the same for every plan G, no matter what company you go through. There are different companies. You know, we have large carriers that we all know the names of across the country, and I can't use their names, but and then we have smaller ones that may be less well known. So the differences are going to be maybe the company themselves, but it's going to be really the price. Okay, so a Medicare Plan G from Company A is going to be the same as a Medicare Plan G from Company B, really out there. It just may be a different price. And actually reminds me, I was going to tell a story that leads me into my story, that I had a call earlier this week from a gentleman who's going to be aging into Medicare in the next few months, and he called me from a referral, and he says, hey, I was talking to an insurance agent. I signed up for a Plan F through them, and but I wanted to talk to you. You have a good reputation. I want to talk to you about it. And so we talked a little bit, and he signed up through an agent that only represents that one company. That's all they could show him, was that one plan. And it's not a bad plan. It is that he was representing a good company. So we talked about it, and he said, is there anything better? And I said, well, Plan F's a Plan F, but I can run you some quotes. So we looked at it, and we looked at some numbers, and there's some other very good national companies that have lower rates on that same exact plan, for instance. So it's not that he's going to get better benefits, but he's going to save. I'm going to save him a little bit of money every month on his Plan F.
And it goes to show you why you have to talk to somebody. Mm-hmm. And how about second opinions? Do you do something like that with this?
Well, of course, that's a perfect example, yeah, because he was already signed up, and he thought, oh, I'm stuck now. And I said, no, you're not stuck. You can stay there. Don't get me wrong, you can stay there. But if you decide to change, here you go. Here's the rates. We're going to save this much per month, and you're going to get the same benefits.
So it goes to show you that no matter what, you might want to have a sit down with Michael and find out maybe he can help you, and if not, no harm, no foul.
Right. Yeah, and this was a case where the plan that he was on fit for him. The Plan F does fit for him. He's able to afford it. He wants that coverage and stuff. But if that same scenario might have happened and he was on it, but there might, if he had a different situation of something, there might have been a plan that fit him better than that Plan F out there.
And so, you would have found that out too, is the point as well.
We would have done some comparison. He still could have made the choice on what he wanted, but we would have at least educated him on that opportunity. So yeah.
And so when can someone enroll in a supplement plan?
Okay, so a supplement, it follows Medicare just like our Advantage plans we've talked about the last few months. They need to be on Medicare. Okay, they need to be 65 or over for a Medicare supplement in the state of Arizona, and have their Medicare Parts A and B, we call it. There's those letters again. And
alphabet soup.
Yes, and then they can enroll in a Medicare supplement. There's no annual enrollment period for Medicare supplements, so they can change Medicare supplements anytime during the year as long as they can make it through. There is a few small underwriting questions with most Medicare supplements, but they can really change supplements anytime. So sometimes we'll run across a person that is paying for a Medicare supplement and paying a higher rate, and we can change them to something that's a little bit lower rate and get them the same or similar coverage. You know, there's lots of options there.
It's not just October, is the point.
For a supplement, yes, for a supplement. So that's one of those things that, you know, it gets confused with all the information out there and all the advertisements that come out during annual enrollment at the end of the year. People think that they're stuck with that one time frame, just like we've talked about with election periods for the other plans. there are circumstances where we can move things around, and that's why people need to call. Don't just think you're stuck somewhere. If you think you need to make a change, let's talk about it.
That phone number to call him is 602-541-7656. It's tapestryinsurancegroup.com. You can also call him toll free if you like at 800-506-8810. Again, that website is tapestryinsurancegroup.com, and it's a free service. This is a free service to you, or maybe you know somebody that might tell them about it. And that was something else that I was going to ask you, and but I want to go further over here, and I'm going to bring back that in my mind.
Okay.
I know what I was going to say. Not to the audience is what I wanted to say. That there's so many people that I know that are turning 65. And the first thing as they start, I think it starts. I just turned 61 a couple days ago. Okay, so
Okay.
now I have
Yeah.
it in my mind. You start thinking, wow, I'm going to be in Medicare soon.
You have barely enough time to learn about Medicare. You have
It's
4
taken
years.
2
No, I'm
years,
just
right? You better keep on coming on the show. I'll finally get it after a while, right?
Yeah.
But no, but what I was going to say is, somebody turns 65 every single day, right? There's some
Yeah.
kids turning 65,
Mhm.
and we all know that as you're getting up to that age, you're getting closer and closer, thinking, what do I need to do? I know I'm going to need to do it. You're excited about it. There's things that are good about it, right?
Sure.
Some people also don't know. They think it's free.
Well, sure. We pay into Medicare through our taxes when we work, right? Through Social Security and Medicare taxes. So people think it's free when they turn 65. There is a small premium to the Part B side. If you've worked enough in your life to get the Part A included, you're entitled to Part A, so that's automatic. Part B has about I think it's $143 premium each month to take that from.
It
from
depends
the
on what
government.
your needs are, and you'll figure out what that is, and it's
Yeah.
minimal, right?
Well, it's small. It's $143. It could be less if you're in a situation where you have low income or something like that. But I'll tell you what, if you've paid insurance prices under 65, when you're under 65,
You're
143 is a great deal.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Again, you can call them at 602-541-7656 or toll free 800-506-8810. The website is tapestryinsurancegroup.com, and again, it's a free service to you or the family. So when can someone enroll in the supplement plan? Anytime.
Anytime, as long as they're 65 or over and on Medicare. So we have people that don't necessarily retire at 65. They're working until they're 66, 67, of course. And so they may not take their Medicare until they retire from their employer.
Oh, that's right.
Because they have their employer.
I'm sitting here thinking everybody works for themselves.
Yeah,
No,
right?
that's not true.
We're going to be glad to get Medicare at 65 because it's going to be the best thing going
Exactly.
since we're self-employed. But,
And there's a lot of people who have become self-employed. I want
Mhm.
to talk about that if it's okay with you, because there's a lot of people out there that in the last, I'd say 8-9 years, that some people have lost their jobs. There are people
Mhm.
that are age defiers. I'm calling everybody age defiers that
I like it.
are. Yeah, you're going to talk. I will tell you about that after the show, but that are working longer. They've had to start their own businesses because maybe that position that they had at that time or the business closed or what have you, and they found themselves in these situations,
Mhm.
and now they're here at this time and they're going, okay, what do I do?
Yeah. So if you're under 65, that's always a hard thing to look
No, but
at.
I'm talking about
So-
people that are turning 65.
Oh, turning
There's a
65.
lot of
Oh,
people
yeah.
that have turned. I'll use my ex-husband as an example, who had to start over at some point. His business changed
Yeah,
at some
yeah.
point, and had to change and think about something new to do.
Yeah.
And now they're not necessarily working for somebody else. Now they're working for themselves, and so
Yeah.
that becomes something that they're excited about too, to get something that they might need. They might also be not even know if they can get it.
Sure. If as long as you've paid in the taxes, we can get them Medicare. And we would help them through that process, of course, because a lot of people don't know that. It's through Social Security and that kind of thing. But I will tell you along those lines, being self-employed, if people are looking for a second career, now I'm going off topic a little bit, but I'll tell you what, if you've got a mind and a desire to help people out there, we have we have brought a lot of agents in that have started from zero, and we can help other people with
There's
Medicare
a lot of
too.
people out there
Look at
that might
insurance
be
as a
interested.
second career.
Yeah, you know what? It can be very beneficial, especially if you're older. What's nice about it is you can relate to the people that you're talking to.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we have some guys that just make some additional income and enjoy retirement, but help people that in their neighborhood. Yeah.
Well, for what that you're here for today, besides that, give them your final words real quick.
Well, again, the best thing I can say is get the information. Don't be afraid. It's not going to cost you anything. We don't bite. Give us a call and get the info. It's going to help you.
And he can help anybody within the whole Southwest. And if it's not him that works with you, it's somebody who knows exactly in your area what you need. Again,
Exactly.
that phone number to call is 602-541-7656. It's tapestryinsuranceGroup.com.